Right, hello everybody. We should be live. Everyone should be able to hear me and see me. Just tweeting now that I am live. Not that I should have to, because it should automatically tweet anyway. That doesn't look like it has, which is a bit of a shame. But yes, we are live. We are live on Twitch. Let's turn the banner off. There's the game. Let's get the screen loaded up like that. Perfect. Not quite perfect. Why is that not loaded? Okay, that doesn't seem to want to work. That's fine. I'll have it open on my laptop instead. Anyway, welcome to Football Manager 2017. We are back playing as Hatfield Town. It's been 2 weeks since the last live stream. Last week I was a little unwell, so I decided not to stream because I had no voice. So it wouldn't have been that interesting. Let's mute that volume. There we are. Get rid of that screen. This is all stuff that you can't see, so you're probably wondering what I'm doing. Right. Lupshon TV. Welcome to the stream. Just sorting out a couple more things. Okay, good. We're ready to go. So let me fill you in on what's happened since last time. Since last time, you might remember we were a little bit, as it turns out, we were a little bit camera shy. This huge slump here, no, was it this one? Yeah, must have been. This huge slump here was the result of that. I'm just checking, is this the right, yeah, it is the right season. So yeah, loads of bad results. 4-2 defeats, 2-0 defeats, penalties, 1-1, 2-0 defeat, 4-4 draw. It wasn't very pretty. A 7-5 defeat against Dunstable. Turns out my players were a little bit camera shy, because after the live stream, I went on a really good run and ended up winning the league again. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but the main thing is, we did win the league. So that of course means we have been promoted. So we are now in the, I always forget, the Isthmian, I hate that word, Isthmian League Premier Division, which is only 2 leagues outside the Football League, which is awesome. We are very, very close now. In fact, I'll show you. There's the Isthmian. The next up for us will be the Vanarama National South. Then it will be the National League, and then we'll be in the Football League, and our proper journey will begin. But right now we are languishing in the Isthmian Premier. We are currently 10th. I actually had a good result in the last game. A nice 4-1 win. Despite the fact that results, again, ignore the friendlies, these are just money makers. We're expected to lose these. But our league form, that's the wrong season. So I'll start again. Ignore the friendlies, they're just money makers. But the actual start of the season, I mean this here, a 6-0 defeat against Billericay, that was a bit embarrassing. So we'd definitely have to gloss over that. But the actual league form hasn't been that great. We started off okay. A 2-1 defeat against Staines, who are a seasoned team at this level. So again, I wasn't too upset about that. A 2-0 win, and then a 3-1 win, a 4-0 loss in a friendly, which was mainly a reserve team. It was just to try and get some more players up to match fitness. And then we had a little bit of a streak here without losing, 4 in a row without losing. And then we had a really bad streak, which was ended here when we won 4-1. It's the most boring first half I've ever seen. It was 1-0 at half time, Dinsmore with the goal, but oh my goodness was it boring. One shot, I think it was, on target. I think it was one shot in total in the entire first half. It's just not good enough. But Excuse me, I got myself little mini hiccups now. I've just eaten, which is why we started a little bit later than planned. Because I thought I'd better fill the tank up before we start. Where was I? Oh yeah, 1-0 at half time it was. We did win the second half 3-1. Okay, we conceded a goal, which is always disappointing, but a hat-trick from Clifton. Out of nowhere, he just suddenly decided he wanted to start scoring goals. So I'm really, really happy with that. And yeah, I think that's everyone caught up to speed. In terms of transfers, I've been my usual busy self. Probably best if I actually went into transfers and transfer history. Here we go. So the ins are over here. Nathan Trott, goalkeeper, free transfer from is that Thackham Village. Never heard of them, if I'm perfectly honest, but good goalkeeper. He's our first choice goalkeeper at the moment. Some good stats there in the green, so that's always good. Daniel Burke on loan from Stevenage. Bryce Gordon on loan from Stevenage. Or I think he's gone back. He might no. I think he is still with us actually. There is another Gordon who plays for Stevenage though, who I wanted to try and bring in. So I got a bit confused there. Paul Miller on loan from Forest Green. In fact, he could be really useful right about now because we've got a bit of an injury crisis. Tom Mellors, free transfer, striker. Usa. Yep, Yanis Constantinou, free transfer. Connell Morrison, free transfer, again from Thackenham Village. Ross Dow from FC Calcer. James White on free transfer. And Christian Scott from, is that Niton? That sounds like a mineral in Minecraft. Not really sure what that's all about. But as I say, we've got a bit of an injury crisis because Olusanya is actually injured, and he's out for quite some time as well. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks. So we have to find a left winger to replace him. Now, we do have some in the reserves here. We've got Jaden Durl, who, as we know, can play on the left-hand side. Why is Constantin... I don't know why he's in the reserves. He should be in the first team, really. Okay, so we'll make that change. Apart from that, you can see I'm busy looking for more players. I'm always looking for ways to improve the squad. You know me by now, everyone. So this is what I do. It's whoops, that's not what I do. That's what I do. It's cheap and it's cheerful. You just scout all the teams around you and then you scout the individual players. Someone like Darren Meenan would be quite useful right now, although I have this horrible feeling that he will have no interest in joining us whatsoever. I think I'm aiming a little bit high when it comes to players. Like Wealdstone are above us. Originally it was to see who I could get in on loan. But every now and then they have players that they do want to get rid of. This guy here, Evan Rathbone, is someone who I'm interested in signing. Because he could play all the way up the left-hand side. So might see what comes of that. But apart from that, a lot of the time we get midfielders and centre midfielders and centre defenders being recommended. And they're not that useful to us, to be perfectly honest. They are not that useful. So we have got some matches coming up. I'm going to try and do what I did last time out and do 4 matches in this stream. Although we'll see. Because the idea then is I split the episodes up by matches. So there'll be 4 going up next week. If I end up doing 5, so there's one every weekday, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. If it means I can stream for longer and it means I can enjoy myself, then where's the harm? Right, this is one of the problems I have, is a lot of the transfers at the moment, they're not free transfers. Clubs want money for them. I'm not made of money. In fact, let's gloss over that statement completely and just say I don't have any money. If I show you the budget again, we're actually £478 into the minus in terms of our transfer budget. We have got some wage budget available, but we can't really attract any players, which is really, really frustrating. Because as I say, we need a left midfielder, and I actually don't have anyone else in the squad who can play attacking left midfield apart from Durl. Olusanya was our only left midfielder. We have got Simpson, who can sort of play down the left-hand side. So if needs be, we'll have to call on him. I actually substituted May on for the second half of that match. And again, he can play on the left, but just because it says he can play on the left doesn't mean he can play on the left. They do this whole play as a versatile thing, but as versatile a squad as I'd like to have, it's not always the case. And it's always good to see when other teams are coming in for my players as well. Right, who are you? Oh yes, I remember you. That's not great, is it? I'm trying to sign these people and I'm going, who are you? No, I remember these people. I do remember them. Eventually. I drive a hard bargain. As again, none of these players are going to want to join us. It's speculative, if anything. But this guy's got really good stats, and he's actually better than all of our players in every single position he plays in. So, he sounds like the perfect candidate. But, as you'll see in a second, red screen. Not interested. I don't know what to do. I said I wouldn't cheat, and I'm not going to cheat. I don't have the in-game editor. I don't buy the in-game editor at all, ever. I think I did it once as an experiment, and it just felt wrong. So I don't do that. So I'm not going to raise the reputation of the team or anything like that. It's going to remain as is. What that does mean is we can't attract anybody. But every now and then someone slips through. I say we do still have Jaden Durl who can play out on the left. Who Farnborough got? So again, this is something I've noticed. So at the moment they're recommending 2 players can join us on loan. But I reckon if you actually look into it a bit more, you'll find that more of them will be available for loan. So this guy here, I believe, is available. Yeah, he's available on a free transfer. He's not going to, but he's available on a free transfer. And you really do have to dig before you start finding some good players. It's a bit of a stress. You know, when you're a non-league manager, you do kind of just want to get on with it and not spend the whole time messing around trying to find players. But it's part of the game. You know, it's been in it since the beginning. There's no point in complaining. You might as well just get on with it. Who are you? Callum Britton. Can I bring you in on loan? No, first team commitments. The other stab in the back really is when they have the whole you can't loan them because of their first team commitments, and then you look at how many times they play that season and it's next to 0. Whoops. Okay, so Luke Slater is someone who I'm in negotiations with because he can play. He's mainly a right-sided player, but he can play on the left if need be. So I could train him up as a cover. Again, he's on loan from Stevenage. He is injured at the moment. So there's a very good chance that the physio, even if he does accept the deal, the physio might actually cancel it on our behalf because of his injury. I can't remember how long he's actually out injured for. Yep, another player who's not interested. It's part of the game. I have had a lot of people tell me recently that it's refreshingly different to see someone streaming Football Manager who can't actually sign anyone. It is indeed very different. You very rarely see that happening. I enjoy a challenge. Eventually, you know, we'll have a huge fanfare for the first time we sign a player for money over 100,000, and then we'll probably do the same for 500,000, and then we'll probably do the same for 1 million. You will get that. We will celebrate like it's, I don't know, name a year. I'm just checking the quality of the stream. It actually looks pretty good, I must say. Although I'm watching it on my laptop and it's right next to my desktop, so you probably find that the quality is better because of the proximity thing. But you know, if anyone else is watching it in as good a quality as I am, then we're in for a good stream, I feel. All we need now is the viewers. I have spoken to the... I know I bitched a little bit last week about people who said they were going to watch and then didn't. I have spoken to a couple of those people since. And there was a bit of an error in communication, let's say. So hopefully this time things are a little bit better. One of the problems is people don't follow me on social media, and that is a big mistake. No, that doesn't sound right. That sounds threatening. It's an error to not follow me on social media if you're interested in watching my live streams, and even if you're interested in watching my uploads, because it's all posted on my social media. Half the time it's posted on there without me even knowing. It's all done automatically, which is fantastic. Certainly makes my life easier. Right, we have got a match coming up. Eventually. This isn't just a game of stats. Margate. Go on, Margate. You've got a really good left midfielder that you're just dying to loan me. No, you haven't. Now I'm going to stop scouting right now. Focus on the match. Ooh. Yes, I remember you. I was looking at you just now. I think you rejected me, didn't you? I doubt they're going to let me learn. No. First team commitments. How often are you played? Just because your names matter. He's played 9 times this season and he scored 3 goals. So that tells me first teamer. Yeah, let's just skip through all this. We don't need to go through all this. It's just more daggers through the heart each time I see these really good players who either don't want to join or can't join because their club doesn't want them to join. It's torturous. I don't know why you're moaning, because I'm pretty sure I picked you in the starting 11 last time out. Right, let's get some players up to match fitness in our reserves. There's a fair few still that need to get up to match fitness. I'm looking forward to playing Constantinu, because he's got a finishing of 13, which is extremely high for a player of this standard. Also, Jaden Dole needs to get up to match fitness if he's going to be taking that role on for the next few weeks. I am dying to see how that goes. Okay, so the match we are playing is against Folkestone, who are 20th in the league. So really, we should be beating these guys. We are 10th, they are 20th. Big divide. Even at this stage of the season, big divide. I'd say October is around about... Oh, Slater rejected us as well. October is around about the time where the real movement happens. You really get to see where teams are going to end up. Doesn't always happen that way, of course, but most of the time, that's how it goes. Oh, okay. This guy is interested, but for some stupid reason, I can only offer him. It's what really gets me. I can only offer him £25 a week, and I know that my board wants me to be careful, but no one at this level plays for £25 a week. That is ridiculous. In fact, just before we go into the match, I want to have a look at contract. I want to get rid of some of these high earners, because they're really not earning their money. Jack Clark is one of those players. I'm not impressed. No, I'm not impressed. Offer him to clubs. Let's see if anyone will buy him off me. £1,000. James White, he's still relatively new. Daniel Van was suspended, which is why he wasn't playing. Joshua Messo, who's actually our new captain, he needs to stay in and around the team, really. And everyone else, yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard to balance the books when you're trying to be ambitious. It can be really, really tricky. Right, so the big change is Jaden Durl coming in, Olasanya dropping out. Where is Messer? There's Messer. Yeah, I'm going to bring him back in for Scott. Because he is our captain, and he is actually quite good. So he's worth having. There's Simpson. Is it worth putting Simpson out instead? Crossing 6, dribbling 4. Durl is crossing 8, dribbling set. Yeah, Durl wins. Let's put it that way. Durl wins. We've got May on the bench if Durl isn't playing that well. But right now, Durl wins. Right. Off we go. So, 4-1 last time out. I am looking for something along those lines. Fingers crossed is all I will say to that. Right, McQueen on the ball for them. Out wide to... Is that Patty? I'm sitting a bit back from my screen today, so you have to excuse me if I miss out. Not miss out, if I struggle to read things. Right, there's a corner for them. And it's gone out for a throw-in. I struggle to commentate on these matches as well, because I'm obviously biased, being the fact that I'm managing one of the teams. So you're not exactly going to get Sky Sports-esque commentary. It's always going to be critical of my own players. That free kick from Kerins, just the fact that it was on target, I'm happy with. You have to be happy with. You can't not be happy. Right, there's the clearance. See, I don't want to be one of these teams, but I do find myself, when I'm playing against teams in the league like this, I'm scouting the opposition as I'm playing. Like, I'm looking, thinking, that winger could make a difference in my team. If they're beating my right back, for example, it's a thought that crosses the mind. Although we've got pretty good fullbacks at the moment. We've got Tyler Walker on the right, and we've got a new guy, Morrison, on the left. And they're both pretty damn good. So I can't complain about the wing-backs. Even the centre-backs are quite strong. We've got the 3 centre-backs. We've got Evans, we've got Kerins, and we've got Van. And all 3 of them, they are pretty strong. I must say, I'm struggling to find fault in quite a lot of our players. It's just, as a team, they weren't performing well. But it could just be that the step up was a little too much for them to adapt to immediately, and it took a little bit of time, and now they're starting to find their feet, and results are improving. Who knows? That was a great challenge from Hughes. It's just a shame the pass to Clifton was poor. Right, Fitzgerald for Folkestone, into Noble. McQueen. I want to find out what McQueen that is, because I think I might recognise him. Is it? Yeah, it's Darren McQueen. I thought it was. I think he can play on the left-hand side. Oh, that'd be good if I could tempt him. But right now, let's focus on the players we have got, because Clifton there... I don't like players that settle for set pieces when they've got really good crossing opportunities like that. It's one of the things I say about Carl Walker for Spurs. He's a pretty talented fullback, but so often when he could get the ball into the box and instead he cannons it out for a throw-in, it's just not for me. I think you gotta get the ball in at least. If it then gets cleared from the centre of the box out for a goal kick or a throw-in or a corner or whatever it might be, at least you got the cross in. But if you're just going to kick it 2 yards into the guy standing in front of you, no. That's not talent, that's just laziness. But anyway, Morrison, he does cross it in. Oh, Dinsmore. Side netting. That was unlucky. That was unlucky. But there's the opportunities are starting to come now. Morrison again, and again he delivers it into the centre. Clifton headed it on. And it's gone out for a goal kick. That was a bit of a shame, actually. I think Clifton, maybe he was going for goal and he didn't see the men around him, but I think Dinsmore... Actually, no, Dinsmore was sort of on the corner of the box. I've got a little action replay thing here, because I've got the stream open on my laptop. I can sort of see an action replay of everything that's going on. Like, there's me bigging up our Walker, and he goes and runs it out for a corner. As long as we defend this, I'm not too bothered. And... oh, I think we got away with that. I think we got away with that slightly. Oh, they've just carved us open there. Although, I mean, our defenders, our two centre-backs split quite a lot, which allows the run through. But it's almost like a scissor action. Because they split, the guy makes the run through, and then they flank him from both sides and take the ball off him again. It's a very maverick way of defending, but it does seem to work. We've got two defenders who are quite fast and are capable of running back and making tackles like that. So, if it works, I haven't got a problem with it, but the fans must have a lot of heart-in-mouth moments when they see the opposition run through. Because it just takes one decent strike and the entire thing falls apart. Walker inside to Hughes. Lays it off for Clifton. Back to Durl, who really shouldn't be there, actually. He should be on the other side. And as it so happens, he gives the ball away. Now we've got to defend against McQueen. Yep, Evans. In the end, he's given it as offside, but Evans did win the ball. Wasn't the best way to punt it forward, because it wasn't really going to find anyone there. But, again, just watching it. Maybe if Mooney was a bit more alert, it might have fallen to him. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh. Pass completion is 69% for us, 73% for them. 42 out of 204 passes. They've actually had more passes than us as well. So I'll say 42. 142. 42 out of 204 is not 60%. It's less than half. Possession as well, not great. Shots wise though, we are on top. And shots on target, we're on top. So, at least in the creating chances department, we're doing okay. And there's a free kick right outside the box. Bit too far out, I think, for decent shots. This is probably going to be wasted. Be Kerins who takes it. It's either going to go over or straight to the keeper. Oh no, it's going to go wide. Okay. That's a new one. Very rarely does it go wide. Normally he just punts it over the bar. So we're about to approach half time. Again, players are camera shy. Very camera shy. We're just not finding the result. I'll have to have a look at the old tactics at half time. I see Clifton's not playing very well. Dinsmore is doing better than Clifton, but I haven't actually seen Dinsmore have any chances since that one he hit the side netting with. Well, they're saying that he's got an opportunity here, and he has got Clifton in the middle. And there's the cross, Clifton's header. Oh, that's a great save. Although it's... no, Dinsmore's offside. That was a great save. I'm just going to watch the little replay again. That was a good play from Dinsmore. Cut the ball back. That's a fantastic save. That's really unlucky. Both of them there nearly proving me wrong. Just for that alone, I don't want to make any changes. I was going to bring on Akabitu, who's our other striker that we brought in. I keep bringing in strikers. There's no we involved. I keep bringing in strikers just as competition. I lost both Lawford and Hassel at the end of last season, So I wanted to bring in 2 strikers again, and we also lost Fawudo. For some reason, he started our first 2 games, I think, and then he just left. The team offered him a contract, and he accepted it. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there, as he was getting first team football, but he just decided for a change. So off he popped. So I had to bring in some reinforcements. Right, we have a corner. Kerins crosses it in. Mooney's header. Penalty. What's he giving the penalty for? I'm just watching the replay. Who's taking it? It'll probably be Clifton taking it. I don't know what he gave that for. I know, it's Dinsmore. Yes! 1-0. Alex Dinsmore. Clifton's gone back to a 6.4, so I might be tempted to sub him off. That's Dinsmore's 100th goal for us. This is only our fourth season? Yeah, this must be our 4th season. He's scored 100 goals. I'd like to see how many games he's played, actually. I don't think it's more than that. I think he's probably scored as many goals as he's played games. We'll have to check that afterwards. 100 league goals. That was league goals, wasn't it? Or was it 100 goals in total? Either way, that's impressive. Mooney's made a lot of space out here on this right-hand side. Crosses it in. Dinsmore's waiting. Oh, I have seen him. Our strikers sneak in front of the goalkeeper before now. So again, good chance creation. I think they're giving us more space in this second half. While saying that, we have no midfield there for some reason. And here's McQueen running through. Is Evans going to get across? He's not, but Trott with the save. And it's gone behind for a corner. I don't like seeing ones like that. That's the ones really where I get worried. Corner comes in, shot on target, saved. Oh, that's annoying. And it's been given. That's annoying. We just broke free from them and we're pegged back. Boy, that's irritating. And it's Ben Patty with the goal. Bit of a ricochet, that one, into the middle. Patty with the initial shot, came back to him. That took 2 huge deflections before that hit the back of the net. The initial shot was on target, but 2 huge deflections. That's very, very unfortunate. They got all the luck on that one. We had none whatsoever. But we go again. We got strong characters in the team. There's no reason why we can't go on and do well again. Although our left-hand side is very weak without Olasanya, I must admit. That's a bit of a lack of forethought from me there. I didn't actually consider the fact that Olasanya might get injured. Mostly because he didn't get injured, I don't think, at all last season. I think he played every game he was available for. I think the only reason he didn't play is if he got suspended. I think he got sent off once. Apart from that, though, he was pretty much available every match. Oh, Kerin's deciding to hit it wide again. It's about sub-time, I think, because I'm going to put May on for Durl, and I'm going to bring on Akabitu for Clifton, because he's not at his best game. That is one of the downsides at the moment, is that the level of football we're playing at now is, if Clifton or Dinsmore have a bad game, it shows a lot more. It's a lot more obvious. Sort of last season and the season before, they could still have a bad game, maybe scrape a goal and get a decent rating. Whereas now it's a lot more punishing if they don't have good games. And unfortunately, I'm not carrying passengers in this team. You know, if they're not good enough, then they're not on the pitch, as far as I'm concerned. And that's why both Durl and Clifton had to go off there, because they were not playing their best game. In fact, there's a couple of other players. You know, Messer and Mooney aren't playing that well either. If I could bring everyone off on a 6.4, believe me, I would. Both our centre-backs are playing to a 6.4. Walker, who I was really bigging up at the start, he's on a 6.3. Not good enough. Very, very poor. Although again, I'm not quite sure what Walker's done wrong, apart from that ball deflected off him for the goal, but I really don't think he could have done anything about it. It came at him very quick. It had already deflected once. So I think it's just unfortunate, and I think actually his rating is partly because of that. Great play there, Morrison. Again, we are defending by running towards our own goal. It's a very dangerous way of doing it. Shots wise, 9 shots, 3 on target. So 1 in 3 of our shots is on target. We could do with improving that. Just thinking what else I can change. I could try and bring Clark on, but I wouldn't say he's that much of a game changer, really. We're going to need a game changer because we're now 2-1 down. Darren McQueen. Boy, this game has turned on its head somewhat, hasn't it? It's got steadily worse. I thought we were doing okay once that penalty went in, but apparently not. In the space of 12 minutes, we've gone from 1-0 up to 2-1 down as well. That's not good. In fact, actually, that might help. It's those, yeah, it's the fact that long ball wasn't a bad one up to Dinsmore. If he'd brought it down and did something better with it, and again, long ball from Walker, just really to no one. It's these passes to no one that's costing us because we're giving the ball away. If we keep possession, obviously they can't score if we've got the ball, but we just keep giving them the ball back and letting them have the space that they need. Not good enough. Not good enough at all. And I said that a lot last time, and I thought, you know, it's a hard one because I don't mind losing if the other team genuinely played better, but I don't think that's the case today. I think what's happening at the moment is we're letting them beat us, and that is not good. You know, there's no excuses for that. And look at that, Dinsmore front post open. Okay, May's out there, but he just hoofed it long. It's actually a 5-on-2 scenario right now. Dinsmore's just held it up, out to Hughes, Walker, Dinsmore, onside? Onside! Get in. Equaliser. Okay. I thought Dinsmore had blown it there. Luckily Hughes and Walker saved it for us. That was a poor pass. Hughes to Walker, his shot was blocked across the face of goal. Dinsmore just tucked it inside the post. Fair enough. He scored twice and I'm criticising him. That's how harsh I can be sometimes. But we do need improvement. I'm going to make a risky move here and I'm going to make our third sub. I'm going to bring Clark on. And hope no injuries or sending offs. Now, Mooney on the ball. Poor pass. It's really poor cross. He needs to do better than that. Not really sure what to say apart from that. Poor cross. Simple as that. Kerrin's free kick didn't even beat the front post. Clark on the ball now. Into the centre. Again, it's too straight. You can't be putting the ball in straight like that because they'll either play the offside trap like they did or they'll just let the keeper come and claim it. Far too straight. You'll never get away with that. Right, Akubito. Back to Kerrins. There's a ball down the line. It wasn't a bad pass. There was just no one running after it. Walker, I think, there should have been a bit more alert. A bit more alive to that. Now they've got the ball and they're on the attack again. It's Patty. He plays it back to Fitzgerald. We do have 6 back. Problem is they're starting to get numbers forward. Good tackle Evans. Good ball Evans. Unlucky Dinsmore. Tell you what, the way this is going at the moment, Dinsmore's going to end up scoring a hat-trick and I'm going to be criticising him still, saying that he's had a poor game. I think he has had a poor game, actually. He hasn't had that many chances. Normally he makes more chances than this. He might not put them away, but at least he makes them. But at the moment, it's sort of... it's a bit hit and miss. We've had 11 shots and only 4 on target. 2 of which have gone in, yes. But when your shots to shots on target is... I mean, what is it's a third, really, at the moment. It's just not good enough. That's really not good enough. Giving away a corner there. Let's see what comes from that. We did score from a corner to Folkestone, so let's see what happens. No ball in. Cleared at the front post by Evans. Nobody there apart from McQueen. Another cross in. Kerins away to Clark. And it cuts off there. I'm guessing Mooney didn't make much of that then. Free kick here. Kerins on the ball. Into Evans. Back to Kerins. I think that was an accidental 1-2, if anything. It wasn't a bad cross. It just didn't make it to anyone. It's more the runner's fault again. You've got to make those runs. The ball is good. It's just the runners aren't there. Now we're sort of facing a half-hearted counter-attack again. Look at that, one pass and he's taken 2 players out of the game and allowed them a shot on goal. Not good enough. We haven't had a shot in 10 minutes. Something ridiculous like that. Evans with a big clearance, which Mooney is going to snap onto. This is where we do well, these counter-attacks. Dinsmore. Has May stayed onside? No, he hasn't. That's where we don't do well. We keep running offside. That's really poor play. Evans' header. May brings it down. Akibito, who by the way, he's playing a 6.6, but I think that's the first thing I've seen him do. Just drive one wide of goal. So at least that's another shot. It has now made our shots to shots on target exactly a third. Well, I suppose if it was in the first few minutes of the game and he hit one like that, it wouldn't have been a bad effort. But at this stage of the match, we need that goal. Both teams could score right now. It could literally go either way. Just hoping our luck is in for these last few minutes. Kerins' cross. Again, it's a poor one. We need someone who can do set pieces as well. Something I really miss when I play in the lower leagues. Once you get up into the Football League, for example, you start bringing in players who are good at open play as well as set pieces. But right now, you can't... like, it's almost impossible to have someone who's good at both. Normally it means they're not actually good enough to play in the team, even if they are good at set pieces. There's nowhere where you can even put them, because they'll just be a passenger. And it's a real pain in the neck. And this match is coming to an end, and it looks like it's going to end 2-2. Which, considering we were losing, I will take, but we equalised nearly half an hour ago, and we just haven't pushed on since then. The defence hasn't been too bad this game. It's just 2 poor goals. The first one was just the renegade defending didn't quite work out, and the second one was the double deflections. And that's just given them a corner as well. I hate it when the goalkeeper does that. Cleared at the front post. Dinsmore on the ball. He does punt it long, but the full-time whistle blows. So it's a 2-2 draw. Am I disappointed? Yes, I am. I think we could have won that. I think we should have won that. In terms of our league position, we need to be getting points on the board. And that really didn't help us. So, yeah, a little bit disappointing. I'll try and move on from it, though. Hopefully we can bring in some players. I am actually going to be a bit cheeky and have a look at Folkestone. And have a look at their squad. Just to see if I can perhaps tempt someone. This is the guy I'm really interested in. Darren McQueen, although he does only seem to be able to play up front. I'm sure he used to be able to play left midfield as well. He's actually got a pretty good scoring record in this league.